Today we are to focus upon second schedule of the Code of Criminal Procedure. The importance of the second schedule as such be taken as a first step to appreciate that we are entering a system. When we say judicial system or a justice delivery system, that means there is a concrete path milestoned properly, and every step has been duly sanctioned under one or the other authority. It is a system. To appreciate that it is a system and we have to work as per the system, as every system is to be approached the system way, and this system is that everything is to be in writing. Ultimately, every step of justice delivery system is which is to be reduced into writing. To reduce it into writing would mean that it is to be within the proper lawful constraints as are well defined. Now, schedule second is the schedule which enlists as many as 56 forms. These forms are the sanctioned forms. Section 476 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Let us be through this section. Section 476 is titled Forms. So it is specifically made that here the provision in section 476 is to be in respect of the forms. It is a very short section and it reads as under. Subject to the powers conferred by Article 227 of the Constitution, the forms set forth in second schedule with such variations as the circumstances of each case require may be used for the respective purposes therein mentioned, and if used shall be sufficient. The stress here is that when these forms will be used, these will be lawfully taken as sufficient. If some technical variation remains, still it is not to come in the way of having proper compliance of submissions in respect of the forms. So this section as it is, firstly it is with respect to the forms, it is with respect to the forms of a second schedule, and these forms are subject to the powers to be exercised by the High Court under Article 227, and further these forms are to be used with such variations as the circumstances of each case may require. So these forms are not hard and fast, and these can be subjected to variations as there will be a requirement of the particular situation. But when these will be used shall be sufficient. The more important sanction here in section 476 is that these forms are to be used. These forms can be varied. These forms are subject to the specific powers of the High Court under Article 227. The High Courts exercise these powers and there are High Court rules and orders. As such, while we will be using these forms, we will naturally have a look at the High Court rules and orders under Article 227 with respect to any of the forms. If High Court rule and orders or sanctioning and varying a particular form in a particular form, then that form of the form made under Article 227 in High Court rules and orders, naturally that will be surpassing, that is to be used. However, subject to that, the forms given here in second schedule are to be used. These forms can be used with some variations if required in the circumstances of the particular situation. However, despite all this, when these forms will be used, it shall be sufficient. The stress is shall be sufficient. No technical defect can be used to avoid the effect of the use of this particular form. We shall have a pause here and let us see. We as criminal lawyers have to equip our office, and the first equipment of the office is these forms. You know, practically each form, if it is not available, will put too much stress and even economical pressure. These forms are used by certain vendors and at heavy exploitative cost. It's a time factor, it is authenticity factor, and it is economic factor as well. Therefore, a criminal lawyer shall make his office well equipped, and the first thing to be made in the office is that these 56 forms shall be available. These days, these can be uploaded. So uploading is free. Once these are uploaded, then these are required to be put in a legal paper format. The only thing to be done is that these should be uploaded and these should be reset in the legal format, legal paper format, because the High Court rules and orders for draftings, for pleadings, for submissions, sanctions a legal format, legal paper of prescribed length and breadth, etc., and the spaces and the fonts, these are mentioned. Therefore, these forms shall be downloaded, these shall be reset in that legal format. Once this step is done, then the clerk of the lawyer's office shall be well acquainted that these forms are numbered, and along with the number of the form, the specific section with respect to which this form is to be used is also mentioned. Now let us have a visit to form number 1. See schedule second at the top mentions the second schedule, then bracket it is mentioned C section 476. This section 476 is a section of the Code of Criminal Procedure, and this mention would mean, it should always be mentioned, this mention would mean here is the authority, here is the sanction of the form which is being used. And then there is a number, form number 1. We cannot put our own serial number. It is the form, it is a sanction, it is a form number 1. It is the name of the form. And then it is written summons to an accused person. So it is the purpose. It also is a sanctioned purpose. We can't change the language. Otherwise, the very purpose will be destroyed. And then in the bracket it is section 61. That means it is section 61 of the Code of Criminal Procedure in which this process is being issued, and it is issued to an accused, and it is a form number 1. Now if we see section 61 of the code, it mentions that form of the summons. So it is chapter 6, processes to compel attendance. Section 61, form of the summons. That is mentioned, every summons used by a court under this code shall be, no, see, every summons issued by the court under this code shall be in writing. Here, writing would mean the typed as well. So, in writing, in duplicate, signed by the presiding officer of such court or by such other officer as the High Court may, from time to time, by rule, direct, and shall bear the seal of the court. So things to be seen here. When any summon is received, that means it will be in duplicate. Means one will be for the person upon which the summon is being served, and second will be taken back after the receipt that it has been issued. The other thing specific mentioned is it should be signed by the presiding officer, but there is a clause, or by any other officer. Here the officer is not a judicial officer. It doesn't mean it should be other person also should be judicial officer. It can be official of the court as well. Therefore, for this purpose, whether or not the signing authority, the officer signing, if he is not the presiding officer of the court, and if he is other than the presiding officer of the court, then it is to be seen that he is authorized person under High Court rules and orders. So it is here where many legalities will come in. It is not a simple formality that any summon coming under the signature of any person or any officer or official of the court without being properly sanctioned under the High Court rules and orders. It is here where the role of the lawyer really comes in. It is the step at which the liberty of the person, life of the person is in a initial step of being jeopardized. It is here where under the system, as a first step, there is going to be intervention in the liberty and life freedom zone of a citizen. Therefore, the lawyer, while is in a position to have a look at the summon, he shall look at whether it is signed and signed by an authorized person, and whether it has a seal of the court. If there is a simple signature, even then it is not a valid process, as here is a sanction, it is mentioned specifically in section 61 itself that it shall bear the seal of the court. Therefore, seal of the court is to be seen, the signature of the official is to be seen, the officer who has signed also shall naturally be giving his number, code number, sanction number and all that. And then in respect thereof, it is to be verified whether he is the authorized person under High Court rules and orders or he himself is the presiding officer of the court. If he is a presiding officer of the court and there is a seal of the court, nothing more remains to be checked. And when this form, this 61, this summon in writing follows, it will follow in form 1. Therefore, section 61 is to be read along with form number 1 of the second schedule. So the powers sanction under section 61 is culminated in the form of a process in form 1, then it will be taken as a sufficient. Subsequent to it, on some technical difficulties, technical situations, the person upon whom the summon is served will be not within his defense to say that he has not been properly served or that he has not been served with a proper summon or a proper issue. So the technicalities of the form, etc., as such are being not permitted to be taken. When we come to that it be taken as sufficient, shall be taken as sufficient. The word sufficient has its natural meanings that it is complete. It is in this background that we shall look at each and every form. Like for one, getting back to section 61, back to substantive provision of the procedure code. So it is simply a form, it is a compliance form, and compliance form is in respect of the background of the authority existing and legal sanction existing, system permitting. So these forms are the permissible step of the system. Therefore, we as criminal lawyers shall equip our office with these forms. And these forms, as we have seen, are subject to the alteration therein, amendments therein, a replacement therein under High Court rule and orders. High Court rules and orders are passed under Article 227 of the Constitution of India. So all these forms are subject to the powers exercised and rules and orders framed and passed by the High Court. Therefore, we as lawyers shall educate our clerks as ultimately the time of the lawyer, energy of the lawyer, attention of the lawyer will be saved only if his office clerk is well efficient, well advised, well educated, well informed, well experienced. Therefore, today our stress remains that we shall equip our office from the very beginning on its first principles, and the first step is that we shall download these 56 forms, we should reset them in a legal format, and then we shall also have a proper enlistment of the relevant provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure under which these forms stand sanctioned. And once we will be having this schedule with us, this tabulation with us, these serial numbers with us, and once these forms will be available to us, so naturally, not only we will say saving our time, but it will be also economically advisable step. It will save the time, it will save the energy, it will be economical as well. Therefore, for today, I think that we shall concentrate only up till this aspect. This aspect is a very important aspect in practice point of view. Practically, it is one of the handicaps or one of the proficiency step of the office of a criminal lawyer. It is much advisable step. There's anything to be said in this context and all that? Let us continue.
Sir, my only question was that these forms are basically required to be always available in the court.
No.
But how come these forms are required to be required to be with the lawyer? These are the formats actually meant for court.
No, you have not been through all the 56 forms then?
Okay, okay. No, I have not. I have not.
Number one. Second thing
Yeah.
is, even if it is with to be signed, say by the presiding officer, even then the court can ask the parties to supply the processes, file the
Okay.
processes. When otherwise it will time wasted. We have to help the court. We are officers of the court. We are part of the court. We are part of the system. System is to function the system way. The system way is the thing should be done in particular forms, in particular processes. Those processes should be available. It will save the time, and we are under duty as well, being part of the court, and we being a specific party, and we are many times interested that things should be done at the earliest and in a proper way. So these
Okay.
forms should be available, and further when we will go a step ahead, then we will know that there are certain processes, there are certain notices which are to be filed along with the complaints to be issued to the parties. So it shall at present be not taken that it should be in the cupboard of a court table as well. We should take it that it shall be there in the office of the criminal lawyer as well, as criminal lawyer is officer of the court, is part of the court. Still, I am not saying that it should be in the possession in the house of each and every client. I am not at this stage what shall be with the client. I'm saying it shall be with the court, and lawyer is officer of the court. So we are part of the court. Our office shall be properly equipped. And these days in electronics, there when everything is in a soft forms as well. So we will be having our laptops along with us, and at each and every moment, whatever is required, we will be in a position to do it. But practically, many times, this facility is going to help us much of the time will be saved. The second step will be,
Sir, you mentioned Article 227 of Constitution of India.
yes,
So how this is directly related to these forms, sir? Is it part of the?
because this code provides that these forms are subject to the powers to be exercised by High Court under Article 227. So if High Court exercises the power under Article 227, High Court rules and orders are framed, certain forms are prescribed in rules and orders, then those will override then these forms. Unless and until those powers are exercised, these are prevalent.
So those Article 227 is applicable to the High Court,
No,
under
no,
which the
no,
High Court has got a power.
No, yeah, no, see, that is power is vested in High Court, because High Court is the supervisory authority of the subordinate courts, and High Court is vested with the power to frame their own forms. For example, for a specific situation, certain specific forms are required, then High Court will accordingly adjust those particular situations. If certain minor variations could be there, those can be made at the local level as well. However, if the bigger changes are to be made, if the structure of the form is to be changed, then exercise the power under Article 227 may be required.
Yes, sir.
This next step will be that we will be taking up how the initiation of the proceedings in the court take place, means how the court takes cognizance. What is the first step in terms of which we say that cognizance stands taken? Specifically, we will be taking of section 190 of this code,